guys ready for the worst joke in the history of this show?
No.
No.
All right. Here it comes. Here it comes.
I
Two
hate
people
you.
walk into a bar. I don't care. Two people walk into a bar, and they sit down. And they start talking about Star Wars. One of them cracks a joke. A few stools away, Frank Castle looks over him and says, "No, you're forcing it." And then he shoots them both in the face.
No.
He's a Punisher. Because he's a Punisher.
I hate this.
Because he's the Punisher.
You're so fired.
This is the
100%
Punisher, but he had the
fired.
thinnest skin ever. Like, that's a crime! It's like that episode of Star Trek where they kill people for, like, stepping on the grass.
Well, that's the one
Don't
where
you
they
get
have
But don't
different
you get
laws, different days.
They made a pun. He's the Punisher.
Oh, we get it.
God damn it. I hate
You know
you.
what?
We get it. We're just not acknowledging it. We're not feeding the troll.
All my
I'm
years
not-
of English
I'm not-
class make me want to reach through this microphone right now.
I am not rewarding this behavior.
Exactly.
You're all wording it right now.
Okay, well let's
God damn it.
let's get to episode 5 of The Punisher, I guess, because we need to move on from that.
What the fuck
Yeah.
happened on episode 5 of The Punisher?
Yeah, it's been. I finished the whole show in like a weekend, so it's all.
Yeah, my
Shows
wife
come
and I do
out.
the same thing.
The nature of how we absorb them is like, oh my god, it's out today. I will watch it all right now.
Yeah, it's like
And then
especially when it's
because
this, and I really like this, and I was just like,
then-
I gotta see it all.
The nature of
Yeah.
our recordings, like with the Netflix stuff, it's not a weekly thing. So like 2 weeks later, we're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
problem
Yeah.
with all of our Netflix reviews. It's like, by the time the third one comes out, none of us remember anything that's happened, so it's
Unless-
a problem.
Unless for Alan.
Well, yeah, because he's Alan.
It takes 2 years to watch 24 episodes.
Yeah.
God damn it!
God fucking damn it.
Or
He's
longer
better
than that, not to watch 12 episodes.
Yeah, he's better than my friend Kathy. My friend Kathy got into the Flash, and like got through season 1 in a good pace. Started season 2, and ever since then I'm like, so, do you know who Zoom is yet? She's like, no. I'm like, we're in season 4. She's like, I know, but I discovered Rick and Morty. I was like, hold on. What do you mean you discovered Rick and Morty? I'm like, Rick and Morty's in its 3rd season. She's like, I know. I'm like, you're never finishing a TV show in your life, are you?
You know what? It's this. That's how long it's gonna take me to watch Doctor Who. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still on season 5.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Just skip it. Just skip it.
I never even started the next.
just go right to Matt Smith.
I mean, I can watch them all.
That is Matt Smith. Season
that's-
5 is Matt Smith. God damn it.
I thought. Wait a minute. Hold on.
No, so season 4 is David Tennant's last year.
Oh, okay. See,
And then he
I
did the
keep-
gap year, those like specials or whatever. And then season 5.
the way they're numbered is very strange because
Yeah.
it's Eccleston's the 9th Doctor, but it's like I don't know, 100th season or something like that.
the fuck?
24th
But it's
of
like
the entire show.
It's a reboot and a continuation of the old series, so it can be numbered like 3 or 4 different ways.
God, Doctor Who's fucking weird.
Yeah. Doctor Who's weird is that it's been uninterrupted for almost 100 years.
Yep, and if you wanted to watch all of it uninterrupted without any missing episodes, the farthest you could go back is to the 3rd Doctor.
Ugh.
Because, like, I think it's more than half of the first 2 Doctors. More than half their episodes are just missing.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Because-
and there's radio dramas and everything too.
Yeah, but and the reason is that they would burn the footage after they were done airing it. They were like, nobody's ever gonna want this again. So yeah, that's the thing that happened. But
Okay,
Punisher, guys.
Punisher. Yes.
so the Punisher, yeah.
Okay,
Who's leading this? Because I forget.
so this first
So-
episode is basically
Cheers.
Rambo.
Yeah, where he was in the woods, which is like the best sequence in this entire show. I
Okay, I
think.
vaguely remember this.
This is. So, I don't know if I said this exactly in our first part, but the first 4 episodes of the show are not a show that I like. Um, I was very much like, I'm hanging on because I know Frank is in this, but I really don't care about anything that's going on. Like, the Lewis character was interesting.
You know what it is? It's like, you know what he's going to do, and he doesn't do it for the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's very much like hibernation Frank.
Yeah, that's what I know. People who are like, "Oh, it's kind of slow." I'm like, look, Frank Castle cannot shoot people for 12 episodes.
Yeah, no.
By episode 5, you'd be like, "All right, I'm bored of this."
No.
Right, and that's true.
No.
But by the time we get to episode 5, it's like, oh, this is full on Frank, and I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm into this show. Because most of this episode is him in the forest with Gunnar, from my memory. I can't remember the first part of it, really. It's a lot of, like, setup, and, like, Gunnar is here, and Madani is trying to find Frank. I did like her, like, recovering, though. That was interesting.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time with
There
her,
was
like, barely moving or whatever.
There's a bunch of stuff with Karen.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah. She's so doesn't need to be
volumes,
there.
Speaks volumes in terms of- She's the most tepid connection to another Netflix show they've had so far.
Yeah, it's like...
She's like, "Hi guys, remember Daredevil? Yes, we do. Why are
yeah,
you
I
here?"
miss him. I miss him real bad.
We miss his red costume. Yeah.
Nope, I think we just temporarily lost Eric. I think he'll be back.
Yeah, his internet's being a
Yeah.
But
being a jerk.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's on the same page with Karen Page.
it's like... Cause it's like... No.
Well, it's because her best stuff is
very
with
tired.
Charlie Cox. Like, when they're
Yeah.
together in a scene, they're really great and they play off each other very well. But a lot of the times, when he isn't there and she's in a scene, she just has nothing
She's
interesting
just
to do.
there. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like... It would, like, make putting Mary Jane into, like, the Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Although I did like
not-
the last
That would be
part of
insulting.
Daredevil season 2, where they're like stuck in that diner or whatever. I liked that
Yeah.
stuff, but this doesn't
that's
have
cool
that.
stuff.
Yeah,
No.
this doesn't have the same feeling to it. So
Well, like they were kind of antagonistic in Daredevil season 2, and now they're kind of buddies.
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah.
She's like, "You're an asshole." He's like, "You bet your ass I am. Now get out of here before you get hurt."
Yeah, I'm fucking sassy as fuck.
Well, I'm trying to remember, is this the episode where it felt like they were trying to make a love connection between Frank and Karen?
No, it's more of a father-daughter thing.
kind of. Yeah.
That's kind of, but I mean,
or a brother
initially,
sister thing almost.
Yeah.
initially I didn't get that impression. Like my wife and I, when we were watching it, were like, "Oh no, don't go this route."
Don't ship them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I can see why that would be a thing. Why it would feel that
It's
way.
It's a problem because then it just negates everything about Frank's wife.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and Daredevil. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. And Matt. Well, she thinks Matt's dead right now.
Yeah, I mean, we assume
That's
that
true.
she thinks he's dead, but yeah.
Fucking rip.
I mean, as far as we know, he's dead.
We
If you
assume
didn't
that
watch
she
the
thinks
entire-
that's concrete.
He's not dead though. He woke up in that fucking memory.
But I
His
assume
mom.
most people don't remember that scene. Most people
No.
just like turned their Netflix off after that, or before that even came up. So I can see most people still thinking Matt is dead.
Here's the thing: if Matt is not dead and Elektra is alive, I'm gonna put my fist through a pile of bricks.
He's not dead though.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Matt's not dead, but if Elektra made it out of there and we have to deal with more Elektra, I'd be very upset.
But okay,
Well.
I'm not talking about this right now. Yeah, you know, like Arlen was saying, the first four episodes had to be built up, but like once this got going, it definitely got going. Like,
Yeah.
Well, and I think a Rambo lift is probably the best thing for a Punisher TV show, because the two of them have a lot in common.
yeah.
I think people forget that the first Rambo movie is not a blood and glory
No,
kill
it's not.
a mall action
No,
film.
not at all.
No, it's a
movie
very
about
brutal
PTSD.
movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very, very brutal.
It's a very dark movie. Like, the original ending was Stallone dies, and there's no. Well, that's a very different universe from the one we're in now. But
Yeah.
so
I mean, there's no him fighting with the Afghans.
right, and there's no him going back to Vietnam to win Vietnam.
And also murdering a bunch of cops.
Then there's also no him becoming a weird blacksmith in Cambodia or wherever the hell he
Yeah,
is.
but
in the
hang
last
on,
Rambo.
hang on. I fucking love Rambo. Okay,
Yeah, that's
the
the
movie
best.
Rambo.
That's the
Yes.
second best movie in the series.
That's such a good movie.
The last, like, what was it, 20 minutes of him on the mounted gun just
Yep.
turning people into piles of
That
hamburger.
movie, I heard that movie is actually passed around as resistance propaganda to like military groups,
Yes.
and its presence in that country is very heavily looked down on by I think certain governments because
I'm so
It-
happy about that.
it sparks the fire of rebellion in some groups I've heard, and that like
That
yeah,
makes-
it might be heavily censored. That's fucking rad. Okay.
I hope
That's
they
so
clap
awesome.
when the bad guy gets disemboweled at the end. Spoilers for Rambo, by the way. But I hope people clap when he comes up from behind the tree and just like splits his stomach open.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. That's
Anyway, back to Punisher.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Rambo is a good like pairing for these 4 episodes in particular because it's not just Frank; it's also the Lewis stuff. And Lewis slowly going mad as the episodes unfold, and like, yeah, his story it becomes way more interesting in these 4 episodes because he
I
just
thought it would be
grows.
really funny if like Lewis started turning into that character in Partial Warzone who really liked applesauce.
Oh no, Looney Bin Jim.
Looney Bin Jim. Yes. It's just really funny to me. Just
I
thinking about
want my applesauce.
applesauce.
That's going to be a weird movie to review. I'm sorry. Lewis is who again? I'm really sorry
He's
for not
the-
being prepared.
He's the young Marine who kills the old like Trump supporter guy.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Who also
The one
played
who-
Lee
the one
Harvey
who-
Oswald.
the one who.
He played Lee Harvey Oswald in
Yeah.
the
that dude.
Stephen King 11/22/63.
Oh, I didn't finish that.
Yeah, no, he does a great job, and he's pretty much playing the same character in this, just
Okay.
more modern.
Oh, he's the Marine who's off kilter from the start. The one who shoots his
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's the guy who
Yeah.
like they're at the courthouse or whatever, and the cop arrests him, and all that, and
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah, he's the one who's been bad news from the start. You look at him and go, "You're gonna go
Mhm.
off somewhere."
yeah, something bad's gonna happen with you.
Well,
Yeah.
wasn't this the episode where he came back from killing the Trump guy, and he's shirtless in the middle of the winter and walks into his house, and his dad is there, and his dad doesn't say anything to him. He's just like, "Oh,
Yeah, that happened. That's a thing that happened.
like, oh, hey son, how you doing?"
Yeah, but over the course of these
Oh,
episodes,
no,
he
not
goes
again.
full on- God damn it.
Maybe he taught him that.
What, to go shirtless in the winter? Like, what the fuck?
You're a real man now, son.
Attaboy, never make a kill with your shirt on. But was there an Agent Orange development in this episode? I remember.
Yeah, you actually find out who he is.
Yeah.
You find out his
right.
name, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Rollins.
Rolling like that?
Rowlands.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bam.
Bill Rowlands. And you find out he's from like a family that's been in the CIA or whatever. Like, if you read between the lines, he's basically George W. Bush.
Pretty much.
Fuck.
Like, if you just because Bush Senior was the head of the CIA for a very long time.
Oh,
up until,
wait a minute. Okay, I remember this dude. Isn't this the plot point that involves smuggling heroin into corpses?
Mm-hmm. You learn that from Gunner. He's like,
Yep.
this kid, he has to borrow my knife, and he didn't come back. And then I came in to pay my respects, give my knife back, and then they were stuffing his body full of heroin. That was a dramatic reading of the Gunner character.
That is really fucked.
Yeah.
Well, you want something else really fucked. I can't remember the exact name of the conspiracy, but it ties back into the Bush family. But there was a point where Prescott Bush, which I believe was George H. Bush's grandfather or father, was actually involved in a plot to overthrow the government.
I'm into it.
Oh,
yeah.
Do it.
Look it
into
up.
I mean,
Look it up.
It makes sense. This is the same family that has been funding an evangelical group that believes the end of days is coming, and it will only happen if 50% of the world's Jewish population move to Israel.
Good.
And
Seems
they
reasonable.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
and that's the thing that they are actively funding, and they're like paying people to move to Israel. So that's a thing.
God.
So yeah, the Bushes, weird people. But so
Oh,
this
God.
Rollins character, not as strange as the actual family he's based off of. Yeah, like we learned a lot about the CIA in this world. We meet Mary Master Antonio. Is that her name? I can't remember her name. First name.
I think that's I think that's correct.
Star of The Abyss with Ed
Elizabeth
Harris.
Master Antonio.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, God, I it took me a little while to even realize that was her.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's the tough head of the CIA. She's cool, I guess. She has some pretty good scenes.
She's the character.
Yeah,
She's a thing.
she doesn't really become a big part of the show till later on. So there's not much we can say about her yet. But I think she becomes like a very interesting character as the show develops. So yeah, we learn.
Well, I mean, our current bar for ladies who are either working for or kind of in positions of government power is what? Sexy Will Graham, the district attorney from Daredevil
Right.
season 2, and not Sexy Will Graham from Arrow. So
Right. And our the new name I'm giving Madani now, which is Other Sexy Will Graham.
my name for her is How old are you?
It's a fair question.
It's God. It's
There
like,
are scenes
some
where
like
she
I'm like,
looks
are you
5?
like, are you 12?
Yeah.
She's like, my job at the FBI. I'm like, you're too young for that.
But then when she has sex with Billy Russo, it's like, okay, you're definitely an adult. So yeah, that's a thing.
Which something my wife pointed out when we were watching it, like when they were starting to get it on, was she's like, "Girl, you were just in a car accident. You're gonna hurt yourself." And then they actually address that. Like she's like, "Ow, ow," and like pushes
Yeah.
him away and pushes him down.
Oh, I actually want to. We need to bring this up in the first episode. I want to bring something up about this show and the Netflix shows in general. They are rated R properties, are they not? Or they're TVMA, I guess.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Okay, they're allowed to show graphic violence. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nudity. Have we seen any?
We see like
We see some butts.
yeah.
Okay.
We never
Alright.
see
See
full
some
on
asses.
nudity
Alright.
though.
Now, how about the topic of cursing? Because I have a very, very specific situation to bring up from episode 1 that we forgot to talk about.
Sure.
Yeah, there's been cursing at least
There's
in
some
this.
swears.
When Frank is beating down the thugs with a
Mhm.
sledgehammer, Tom Waits' Hell Broke Loose is playing.
Right.
At one point in the song, he says, "Big fucking ditches in the middle of the road." They censor fucking.
Right.
Well, I mean,
It is just dropped. Like, it's not a bleep or anything. There's something that cuts it out.
Hmm.
And then they do it again when they says, listen to the general every goddamn word. They censor goddamn.
well, I mean,
Weird.
I don't know. I think that might be a Disney thing where they're just like, the music can't be swearing.
I don't.
It's a strange thing to censor cuss words in the song whilst a man is beating someone to death with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it and see if, in context, it makes sense to silence those words. Because I would have because I can't remember like the context of the scene. But no, that is weird. There's a lot of weird choices because they could go full nudity, but I don't know. I think it's just that they feel like going full nudity would be too much, maybe. But they curse a lot during the show, so that is very strange if they would cut cursing out of the songs. Yeah, especially like the Trump supporter guy. Like, he just lets off a string of like really abhorrent curse words and like slurs that like I haven't heard ever in real life.
Like, he's real old timey racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I've never even heard that word said out loud. I've only read that word.
Takes a lot for one of us to go, oh, my virgin ears.
Yeah.
Clasping a hand to their chest.
Then again, me and Hunter are babies compared to the other two
Yeah.
people on this show.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, close your potty mouth.
We're the kids' table.
Connor and I are like longshoremen at this point.
God
Sitting
damn
in
it.
our fucking rocking chairs like, ain't nothing I ain't never heard before.
God damn it.
Taking a drag out of a cigar. I heard worse.
Corncob pipes.
Hey, I had one, and it's
Yeah.
not good to smoke reefer out of, I can tell you that much.
Whoa.
No.
I don't,
Ooh.
I don't give a fuck. Anyway, I believe some mercenaries also attacked Frank and Gunner in the woods. Do that out there working for,
Yep.
Yeah, they get
They're working
assaulted.
for
They all
Agent
die.
Orange.
They all die horrible deaths.
And
Yes.
that sequence is great. Also, by the way, like that is how it's very video gamey, but in the best possible way because the way they use
It's
those
very, like-
cameras, it's so good.
It's almost like a slasher movie. Like,
Kind of, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been saying it from Daredevil Season 2 that treating Frank Castle like a slasher villain is a hell of a way to treat him because it makes him look scary.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
The
I love
first
it.
thing, you don't even see him first in Daredevil Season. We see people hung up on meat hooks, and the one who's alive is like, oh my fucking god, he's like a monster.
Mhm.
Well, and it really only makes sense to do it that way because it shows off all of his talents. Like
Yeah.
in the comics, it's real easy to have all of this dialogue about like why he can do the things he can do, but to actually show it, like you do need to treat it like
Frank
this
Castle is
monster
like,
in the woods.
It is.
like
It's kind of like spoilers for Star Wars Rogue One, a movie that's over a year old. At the end of the movie, you finally see Darth Vader cut down a bunch of just plebs.
Yeah.
he murders
It is-
everyone.
It is a minute and a half of absolute horror because you never get to see Darth Vader do something like this, and he functions like Jason Voorhees, and it's
Yep.
He just
super
walks
effective.
Yeah.
forward.
He
and he's
walks
just like,
through and cuts down about 15 people. It's terrifying.
He
I'm also
slams
pretty
a
sure
man
he
against
ca-
the ceiling. It's
He
the best.
catches
Yeah.
someone's blaster bolt and throws it back at them. I've never seen that before.
I love
Actually,
it.
you did in Force Awakens.
They
Well, I mean, like in his palm. I'm pretty sure he held it in a fist
Mhm.
and then shot it back.
Yep.
That's
And they do this.
fucking
They,
awesome.
I know. They. God damn it, Darth Vader's so cool. Yeah, and they did something like this with Frank, but Frank is much faster and scarier than Darth Vader.
It's like
so.
one of the things I've always said about Frank Castle is like he's almost the world's luckiest man because he's like he's very almost never like mortally wounded. Like
Frank, I think someone
Yeah.
pointed out in one of the groups. Frank gets shot a lot. Oh, it was in Pixel. Someone did a John Wick versus Punisher fantasy fight, and someone was like, I don't know, man. Frank gets shot too much.
but he walks it off essentially.
But he screams incoherently and then
Right.
body slams the person. So
Yeah. And
He's a rage monster. Like
yeah,
You can't shoot him. Bullets just make him mad.
exactly.
God damn it.
Everyone shows up armed with loaded machine guns. No, pull your weapons. This will go south real fast. Take out your knives. Oh.
it's like one of my favorite jokes about that is in the Punisher video game where he pulls out the knives and then in the Super Best Friends playthrough of it he's like Matt's like, no, I must feel it with the knives. Like,
I like how he does take out knives in the video game, but instead he walks to people and just starts punching their heads off.
yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I love the Punisher a lot.
And this is basically this is what everyone waits for. It's fucking Frank unloads a bunch of fucking hapless fucking
Yeah.
sacks. of shit.
And like I said, they die brutally. Like one man's impaled. Like
Well, he's
Yeah.
not just impaled. He steps on that trap, and
So
Frank
good.
pulls him further into it.
yeah.
He's like, "Ugh," while he's doing it, and then he takes his gun. Yeah, that was. Whew, some of the kills in this are very intense.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like there's a kill later on that's ooh.
Yeah, like Gunner gets that guy with the bow and arrow.
Yep.
Oh, and let's just talk about this. There's this point where Gunner is like thinks he's gonna be able to take on these guys with just a bow and arrow, and I was like, This kills our Arrow reviews. The Arrow is so dumb after watching that.
Yeah.
No, but remember my theory that Vigilante gets the best of Arrow because he has a gun.
Right.
He has a better weapon.
Well, now it's been established that Vigilante is Deadpool. I don't think
Right.
he needs guns, period. So
Yeah, he's been using guns just to make it easier on himself.
this isn't for you; it's for me.
Yeah. It's like at the beginning of Deadpool, he didn't need those guns; he just had them. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
And
so,
Gunner's shot here, isn't he?
Yeah, he dies.
He fucking gets it.
Yeah.
They both get nailed.
And I do like. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Like I like when he's like, "Just bury me, Frank. Just make sure they bury me. Don't let me rot on the ground." That scene was really good.
I like how Gunner is just Eric Pa Kent. Just
Kind
same
of.
impression.
Hey, I'm not a talented
Except
voice
there's no
artist.
tornado chasing him.
That wouldn't be the only way to make Punisher better. Though.
I
See
really,
the horses in the distance, Frank.
I really like that Eric's fucking head lore is that Jonathan Kent is forever on the run from a rogue tornado.
There's a comic book
And it's
flashback.
And it's always right about as right before he's about to wax poetic to his son.
Paul,
Well,
there's somebody at the door for you. I think it's a delivery. No, son, don't open tornado.
Well, son, sometimes you can't always talk to strangers.
It's like Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, but instead of a demon, it's a tornado.
With just little fucking
Yes.
just little muscly arms and fucking
Yes.
googly eyes. Like,
Yes. You guys are
coming.
in my head right now.
I'm coming for you, John.
The
gotta make
tornado
sure-
killed his father.
I gotta make sure your son grows up thinking the.
Well, that's why the last boss in the Superman Returns video game was a tornado. So
God damn it.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Wait, was it?
It was.
I believe it was.
not.
It was. If it's not, it's pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
if I remember
God.
correctly. Yeah,
This
there's a lot
suddenly-
of bad things.
I can't
Suddenly
believe I
has
beat that
been-
game.
I'm
I can't
sorry.
believe that game exists.
Oh, there is a tornado. Oh, God. Oh, my God. How do you
Oh,
defeat the last
game.
tornado? Oh, God fucking damn it. God damn. The last tornado is in
Does it
multiple
have a-
tornadoes.
Does it have a fucking health bar?
It looks like it does.
I don't remember.
No!
It's the city's health bar.
Dude, the
Yeah.
tornado has a health bar.
It does.
The old
does.
IGN logo is is on this picture that I'm looking at. God fucking damn it.
Like, what? Imagining it showing up and Clark's like, "That's the tornado that got my father."
I'm gonna enjoy this one.
Cracks his knuckles. He's like, "This time it's personal."
Mhm.
I just put it in
so
the
Gunner
chat.
dies, does he not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gunner
yes.
dies.
Well,
Gunner
that's the
fucking
thing. Like,
gets it.
it doesn't. Oh yeah, that's not until later on in the episode. But yeah, like Frank goes to try and get help and then collapses, and then next thing
Yeah.
he knows, he's in the back of Micro's van.
What is Frank gonna? Where is he gonna get help from?
He's just an animal made of anger and muscle, so he doesn't think.
Look.
He's just like, I gotta get help. I don't know how I'm gonna explain it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Who are you, Frank? Not Castle?
Cat.
I don't know. This man came in here. He just was grunting at me and punching the counter. He had lots of bruises in his face.
3 people.
Fucking Frank goes in there like Gomez from Madden Family Values.
God
My
damn it.
friend, he's been married.
Fuck.
Very bad. So Rollins knows that Frank is alive, I guess now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's been spying on Madani or whatever, which we learn later on. that he has had like a bug in her office, which is how he knew that Frank was in Tennessee, or was it Kentucky? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Might as well be the same place to me. That's right.
It's kind of the same place.
I mean, more or less. No offense, Tennessee, and actually, one of my best friends is from Kentucky, but he will never tell you that to your face.
Well, that says all you need to know. Yeah. But yeah, they go to somewhere in the southern area of the United States.
The Bible Belt.
Yeah.
That works.
To do some killing. To loosen the belt a little, if you will.
I like the gunner is just ready for somebody to invade also. Like, he just lives outside on the ghillie suit. He doesn't go inside, I bet. He's just out there.
He just sleeps in a tree.
Too predictable. Can't go in the house.
Somebody's gonna come for me. I know they're gonna come. Ugh.
I got my Toby Keith CD.
Goddamn.
Folk who haven't seen war live inside houses.
He's just reading his Bible, thinking about what will happen when people show up.
I need to be buried.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess
episode
that's
6.
pretty much it for that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very self-contained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking
Well,
dope,
it's the payoff. It's what you've been waiting
Also,
for.
doesn't that episode have the great sandwich joke?
Yeah.
I love. Okay, one thing I love about Frank and Microchip is the world's worst best friends.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my god, they hate each other, but they totally like each other.
It's the best bad cop, good cop dynamic.
They hate each other, but they tolerate each other to the highest degree. Like it's if it was 1% more in like the I detest you range, it just wouldn't work.
Frank would probably kill Micro.
I mean, fuck, I would kill Micro too if I'm on this fucking cross-country road trip and I don't get a sandwich from the motherfucker who made a sandwich.
you like those?
He's like, I thought you liked MREs. When I was in the desert of Afghanistan.
That's the thing. I don't even think it was an MRE. I think it was like tuna in a bag.
Well, it was a tuna bag inside of a green MRE bag.
It's one of those fucking. It's like one of those off-branded like tuna protein snacks you can get at the grocery store.
Yeah.
But they packed it inside of an MRE because I guess that's a thing that they do now. They just give there's tuna in them.
One of the doctors I worked with, fucking Dr. Jones, is a massive man.
Dr. Jones. Time for love, Dr. Jones.
Oh my God! If you called him that, he would pop your head off with his bicep. Very serious man who I respect the fuck out of, but like monstrous human being, always eating those tuna packages.
Well,
Always
protein.
Always.
Clean protein.
I'm sure there's a certain smell that he has.
No, actually, no. That man always. You could smell that man. You remember you've seen Grand Budapest Hotel, correct?
Yes.
His smell announced his arrival and stayed long after he left. He is much like it's much like Ray Fiennes' character from that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was the most heavily perfumed man I've ever smelled. It was probably not perfume; it was something else. But man, that man had
aftershave.
He better be like no disrespect, but if you're eating like tuna like all the time, I'd fucking wear cologne all the time.
You know, we work in an animal hospital, so like that man was just prepared all the time. Like whatever he was wearing was like urine didn't matter, wasn't going to affect him.
I see.
It just bounces off. It's scared.
I mean, he was so smooth that I think if a stream of urine came at him, he would neo dodge it, just like.
Okay.
So like,
Micro he's picked up Frank and he realizes he can't do this, so he has to go to what's his face,
and that sort of leads into episode 6, which opens with that dream sequence that is very disturbing and unnerving.
Is it the dinner party one?
Yeah, where it's like it's as if they were friends. And if they were like one big happy family all together.
Yeah, and I'm sure that really pissed him off.
Yeah. Frank was like, God damn it, my dreams piss me off.
I'm not even safe in sleep. I can't body slam dreams.
Freddy Krueger shows up.
How do you shoot a dream?
You can't shoot a nightmare. Ugh. I need to learn how to punch nightmares in the face.
Those nightmare sequences are like really well done. Like
They really are. They're so they follow dream logic so well, and they're just so. It's just like little details that are just so unnerving, and like the way that it goes instantly from him being at the table happy to him being strapped to the chair, and yeah, it's so great.
As everyone gets gunned down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the thing: like, if there's 4 people in comics you don't want to be, is Frank Castle at the top of the list?
yes, that is definitely the top of my list.
There you go.
Yeah,
I don't want to be Frank Castle.
Frank Castle, Silver Surfer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pace Pot Pete.
God fucking damn it.
I was gonna say Angar the Screamer.
Batroc the Leaper.
And
Hawkman.
yeah, the Martian Manhunter. God damn it,
I don't know
wanna
about
be the...
that.
Do you really want to be the Martian Manhunter?
I mean, I'd like his powers, none of the tragic backstory.
Yeah, but
None of the
horrific mental damage.
None of the existential weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
You just want to eat Oreos and shape change.
yeah, kind of. That's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Like, my family was killed by space Nazis.
Yeah. And fire.
Yeah.
Fire hurts.
Yeah.
Fire bad. Give me Oreo. Relatively easy.
To forget.
It's relatively. It's relatively easy compared to Frank, who's like, Frank's like, if I close my eyes, I watch my daughter get killed.
True.
Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah, so Frank's all roughed up, and his wounds are kind of infected, are they not?
Yeah, he has sepsis.
Blech.
Or he's going to be septic, at least, is what Curtis says. Which Curtis is the guy from the Veterans Affair thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah, which that was.
I do like that they
a,
they addressed this the first time, I think, in Punisher lore, where he gets roughed up, and everyone's like, you know, you could probably die from that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the entire going to collect Curtis that Microchip did was kind of a bait and switch, because at least for my wife and I, we totally were expecting it to be Weasley Kid was going to kill him for some reason, and then you find out it's Micro who went to go to Curtis's house to collect him to help Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I semi-remember that.
You know, you see the outline of somebody in a coat, and they're walking down like darkened alleys, and it's raining and whatnot.
Right.
And then you hear a knock on the door, and Curtis grabs the gun out from underneath his pillow, goes to the door, and then you see it's Microchip.
Ah. Yeah, that did happen. All I really remember is Curtis being like, "Are you all right? Because I'm gonna need you to hold him down while I do the surgery."
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to need you to hold him while I push the arrow through, because you can't pull it back out again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing with arrow wounds. That's why I think everyone always when in Braveheart, the first time I saw Braveheart, I was very little, and I probably should have been watching it. One of the things that always caught my attention was people got shot with arrows, and they would break the arrow as opposed to just ripping it out. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to fucking do it, damage it further.
Yeah.
Well, that, and it just it introduces more or infectious material into it too, if you do it that way, because you make the wound bigger.
Yeah,
well,
don't shoot yourself with arrows, kids.
It's the same thing with oh god, what was it? Ridley Scott, the Crusades movie.
Oh, god damn it.
Kingdom of Heaven.
Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, Liam Neeson gets shot with the arrow, and then it gets broken while he's like holding a sword above his head to smash some guy's skull in with it. And the one doctor is just like, well, you'll either have a cyst form and you'll be fine, or it'll poison your blood and you'll die. So there you go.
Shit.
And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, good movie. Kingdom of Heaven is great.
Liam
The
Neeson
director's cut is amazing. You should see it.
That's what I've heard.
Yes, it is.
And watch the extended version and the roadshow version of that, because it has an introduction, a intermission, and Demuna.
Edward Norton's in that fucking movie.
As a leper.
Yes, he is.
What?
As
Yes, he is.
as a leper behind a mask.
The
Oh,
Leper
shit.
King.
Yeah,
I did
he's
not
the
know
king.
about that.
Yep.
It's fucking cool. It's great.
Yeah. It's
I
great.
find it funny that Liam Neeson likes to enter big movies, and usually as a mentor, and usually almost certainly dies.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he has a very particular set of skills.
Taken
You're right.
4 is him training a new guy to be taken.
I punched a wolf once.
That is
That
not
was-
true. That is
That's the
not
end
true.
of the movie.
That is not what The Gray is about.
That's
No.
fucking cool, though. It's so cool that he just makes brass knuckles out of glass bottles.
Yeah, out of airplane-sized liquor bottles.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
After everyone dies horribly.
Yeah,
Right.
that movie's depressing as fuck.
That
It was
movie's
great.
really dark. They sold it as like an action movie. It was.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it was sold as Taken with Wolves, and I watched it. I'm like, this is a movie about the takedown of God and man versus nature, and how man is gonna fucking lose.
It's
Yep.
Dark Souls.
It's
It is
all-
Dark Souls.
it's all connected.
It's all. Thanks,
Hey,
Kevin.
so listeners, can you tell that we don't really remember a whole lot of this episode?
Okay,
You're
listen.
gonna-
We're discussing it.
A
kinda.
lot of like setup happens in this episode. This is the same episode where Billy learns Frank is alive, and he starts like broadcasting to him. So like we can really like move through this. So like Billy finds out he's alive, and then he meets with Frank, and they have a beer, and you think everything is good, and then at the end, guess what, guys? Billy's been bad all along. Oh no! He set up Frank, kind of.
Oh, on a side note, is this also the one? Is this also the one where Microchip's son punches his sister for ratting him out on the skateboard? Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't just like a slap. That was like a full-on slug to her face.
Oh yeah, he socks her in the face. In these, so I can't. This is
Yeah.
what I can't remember. In these 4 episodes, does Frank do the thing with the knife, or is that later? Because I cannot remember for sure if it's gonna be coming up. It's like because they find that the young kid has a K-bar. I
Yeah.
really can't remember if
Yeah.
that's in these 4 episodes or not.
It is. I think it's in either episode 7 or 8.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the one where Frank holds the knife to the kid's throat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it gets really dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that punch is like, by the time he did that, and Frank held the knife to him, I was like, okay, I don't know if this is the right thing to do, Frank, but you know what? If it works, I'm all there for it. But
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing that could be emotionally scarring. So I don't know if it's the best choice, but
Yeah, well, you know,
yeah.
Frank doesn't make the best choices sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes?
true. But yeah, no, that episode 6, it's really just all about Billy being a bitch, being a traitorous asshole. That's really what the episode is about.
Yeah.
And it sets up the next episode, which is Frank being the most Punisher that he's been in the whole series.
Yeah.
Where he just like sneaks into a military installation and he just tries to. Is he trying to kill that general, or what was he trying to do exactly? I can't remember.
No, if I remember correctly, Agent Orange was supposed to be there, I thought.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's why
yeah.
he went there.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was trying to draw out. Yeah, he's trying to draw other people out. That's right.
Yeah.
Um,
And they've got the prostitute that I guess did Billy end up paying for her to go there because she say like he's here.
I guess it's just. I assume she's a dominatrix who is just willing to do whatever you say for money. Like, so he showed her a picture of Frank and was like, if you see him, you know, hit the. I can't remember if she like hit a button or something, or like a. You know, it was some sort
I
of
thought she
comm
just
device.
started yelling. I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless.
But then Billy shows up with his like commando team
Yeah.
or whatever. And then there's like a big shootout it's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
There's smoke
Well,
everywhere.
it's a confined space. That's what made it so awesome. Yeah,
And
because like the one point in All the Smoke, like Frank just puts down the gun he took off the one guy and just has the laser sight pointing out, and the one dude can't figure out if Frank is there or not.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. It's like
Yeah.
it's really tense, and you're not quite sure who's who. And yeah, and when Billy like falls for that gun that's been set on the table, that was a really cool like moment. I like that Frank doesn't exactly succeed. That was good, I guess. I like how it's like you don't always get to do the things the way you want to do them. So that was nice. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw what happens to Billy before I got well halfway through the series because of YouTube, and he gets it.
He gets it pretty hard.
He fucking gets it.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that in part
Yeah.
three, because that's worth talking about for an hour.
If you know
itself.
anything about the comics, then you know exactly who he is and who he's going to be.
Oh,
Right,
God,
but you
I
don't
mean,
know
I
how
think-
it's gonna happen. That's the thing.
Just
like,
like
No.
it's the fucking how. I guess we can just talk a bit about this now. The how is worse than Punisher Warzone.
yeah,
Yes.
we don't need to get too deep into it, but they set it up hard in these 4 episodes. Like
Yeah.
the episode 8 is where it opens with him going to his mother, and he's like explaining his entire philosophy on life to her, and like they keep on.
Yeah.
Like pushing how for him it's all about appearance, and it's all about how he sees himself compared to how his mother made him feel about himself. And that this is a person who is deeply uncomfortable with his own being, with his own life, and he has to know that everybody thinks of him as this like, I don't know how to describe it, as this like glorious person almost, and he needs
as a
to
golden
present
god.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs
And I
to
think
be the most handsome.
the actor they chose is perfect for that, because he's fucking Prince Caspian, okay?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, he's Prince
like
Charming.
ultimate
Yeah.
pretty boy.
That was something my wife and I were talking about. Is like I'd said like, oh, you know, he's not a half bad looking dude. She's like, he's kind of got a rat face. Like she pointed that out right away. Like he's kind of got a little bit of a rat face going on.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the once again a lot of setup. The end of this episode was phenomenal with what Frank was doing at Agent Orange's compound at the CIA safe house.
Yeah, and I love the moment where he takes a shot at him, and the bullet just gets caught on the bulletproof glass, and the look on Agent Orange's face. Yeah, and I love that they don't really have a scene together until much later in the show.
Yeah.
But every scene where they are in some way facing each other, or like one of them is looking at the other, like it feels as if they are in the same room almost, because of the way that they play those roles. They're just doing a really good job, both of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone
it's-
was stabbed to death in this, were they not? I don't remember who it was.
Is it the
Maybe it was this episode that the redneck guy got killed.
Fucking choked.
Oh no, it's which episode is it? Is it the same episode where Billy
this is where
revealed to
this
be
is where
bad?
it's I think so, and it's the pro Second Amendment shithead handing out like pamphlets or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and Billy goes, or not Lewis. Lewis goes to his house, and he, after looking up his records and being like, "You were in Texas, you weren't in Vietnam or whatever."
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
serve in Vietnam, and he gets stabbed to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then it was maybe it was the next episode where he shows up at his house with his shirt off. Regardless, yeah,
It is one of
yeah.
these
This was the episode where
yeah.
yep.
But and
Yeah,
he's
no,
like,
the stuff with. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say the stuff with Billy stabbing somebody that doesn't happen until a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're blending the last 2 episodes. At least we might be blending 6 and 7 a little bit.
6 and 7 kind of go together, like, really well. Because again, like 6 is really all about Billy being a betrayer, and like building up to Billy and Frank finally seeing each other. So there's not a lot that happens in 6. Other than, I think that's when Madani realizes that her office is being bugged. Yeah, that's really like all the big developments in that part of it.
Yeah, I feel like, oh, that's right. Yeah, episode 7 is where Madani finds that her office has been bugged.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We are firing on all cylinders tonight here, guys.
Well,
I'm
it's
I don't
like
wanna-
Connor was, or not Connor. It's like Hunter was saying. It's that like most of us watched all of this pretty quickly because it was so good, and it was a while ago that we're having a hard time remembering any of it.
And we're still fighting off the curse of Andy, as it seems.
Right.
Yeah.
Curse you, Andy.
Curse you, Andy, and your peasant. Hopefully, the Last Jedi has lifted his pessimism, and he'll be a happier man.
I hope so too.
Okay. So
Me too.
I have the episodes in front of me right now. So 8 is the episode where Madani like lays a trap using the bug.
Okay.
So everything that happened before happens in 6 and 7.
Okay.
So yeah, and here's the thing: I was watching 7 while we were talking for the first part of this, so it's weird that I can't remember any of it. Like I just had it on in the background. I guess I wasn't like paying any attention to it, but it's like I guess it's a lot of Lewis in that episode, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Again, there's a lot of setup in these 2 episodes up until Frank goes to that installation. That's like the standout part of the episode, really.
This is the episode where I think like they found. I think Micro and Frank. I think they figure out that like they should probably work with Madani.
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
Yeah.
And it's 6 and 7 to some degree. That's where Frank and Micro kind of start to like bond. It's a little bit less of a thing of like, I have to work with you, otherwise we won't be able to get through this. They like start to like become friends in a way. And like Frank only goes to see Billy and reveals himself as being alive because he's starting to trust Micro, and starting to trust Micro's judgment on things.
Ouch.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out that well for him, as we find out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something else I was thinking of that we should point out, but it's losing me. Billy killing that general after Frank has seen him. In the hotel room, and he just like uncovers that bed, and it's that dominatrix.
Yeah.
It looks like her head has been cut off with a knife.
Well, that's when he whips out the Assassin's Creed gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He reveals a lot of things about himself. Yeah, I'm sorry I would use Assassin's Creed terminology, but I don't know those games very well, so
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's the Hidden Blade.
right.
Yeah.
Well, what's the organization that the Assassins work for? Is it just the Assassins, or I don't remember if they have like a name?
It's the Assassins.
Okay.
It's a dumb name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fight against the Knights. They fight against the Templars.
Yeah, the Knights Templar, they have a cooler name. I can see why they might have a better recruitment.
Join the Assassin's Order. What do you do? Well, we're assassins.
It's in the
Okay,
name.
well,
Did you notice?
What do you do? We are the Knights Templar. Ooh, you sound cooler.
Yeah.
Also, it's the Hidden Blade as opposed to the Hook Blade from Assassin's Creed Revelations.
I fucking hate everything about this conversation right now.
Yeah, let's move on from video games.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered most of everything that was of real importance in episode 7.
Yeah, 7 is, again, it's a mixed bag. Like, there's the moment where he, like, doesn't kill, or does he kill the soldier who tells him to, like, put the gun down or whatever and stop?
He shoots him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
He shoots him in the shoulder and, like, the side, something like that.
Yeah, and you have the moment with him and Micro afterwards that's kind of interesting, where he's like, I could have killed him. I could have, or whatever.
Well, this was the whole thing with that was that Micro was convincing him, don't kill. And in that entire scene, like, he didn't kill any of the mercenaries that Billy brought in. Like, he was just pulling them into the darkness and knocking them out, or knocking them out and pulling them into the darkness. Either way.
God, Frank Castle's fucking Batman too.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
You could say he's Marvel's Batman.
No, that's Moon Knight.
Fucking nerds.
He might be Zack Snyder's Batman.
Oh, god damn it.
Don't you dare.
There's no tornadoes or Ayn Rand though, so
Somehow Frank Castle would body slam a tornado.
and as he body slams it, out pops, well, son, sometimes you got it, and the tornado takes him back.
Sometimes you gotta sacrifice yourself to a giant poop monster.
Sometimes you gotta. Oh no! Oh no!
Giant poop monster Doomsday?
Yes, that's what I think of. He's a big old turd boy.
He pops out of the ship from the Kryptonian ship. He's like, I am the great mighty shit.
Oh no, don't make a Conquer reference.
I am. Oh, it's the great mighty poo. That's what he's called.
Oh, the
Great mighty poo. Oh my god.
I will fling my
shit at you.
God. Conquer's a real bad game.
It's not great.
There's a shootout in this episode, I believe. Another one.
Yes.
In a Punisher show? No way.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Yeah. Episode 8. It's Madani, like, trying to trap whoever's bugging her or whatever.
Well, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and like, yeah, god damn it. And Billy like gathers this like team of like assassins or whatever, or whoever they are. These like,
Well, it was mercenaries who screwed up on a job and they couldn't get any other work because they screwed up so bad.
And they couldn't travel outside of the country, so they can't really do any of the like high-paying mercenary stuff. Yeah, so a bunch of like low-level guys who would probably get hired by Fisk or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and it's this shootout that happens, and it's sort of the big part of this episode, I guess. There's a lot of stuff with like setting up Lewis, and setting up what he's going to be doing. Like, there's a bunch of stuff of him going to convenience stores and like buying things that could be used to make a bomb.
Well, you're also forgetting about this is the episode where Micro's wife wants to bone down on Frank.
Oh yeah, totally. She like totally kisses him because he goes to like fix the cameras and make sure that they're working. I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to be mean to Frank, but I was surprised he knew how to hook up a router.
He just points a gun at it and tells it what to do.
Love yourself,
He
The
just
router
yells
just fucking
at it.
unpacks itself and plugs itself into the wall.
I'm
He just yells at it until it works.
I'm imagining Frank yelling at a Jeep pie.
Okay, net neutrality's a good thing. Okay.
That and he's drinking rosé with her for quite a while.
Yeah, they're getting very drunk.
Yeah.
And she just lays it
Kind of
on
hard
him.
to. It's hard to support Frank in this situation because you're like, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's a man who hasn't felt the touch of a woman in a very time.
Right. Also, he's doing nothing to suggest that he doesn't want to kiss
To
her.
encourage it.
Yeah. Like
He's trying to fuck.
he's putting out very like I want to fuck vibes.
Oh yeah, he's been giving her bedroom eyes since fucking episode like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing the Punisher's voice just saying, Singing the lines from Blue Velvet. Punisher wants to fuck.
God fucking damn.
Was he gonna fucking take a huff of his oxygen mask next?
Exactly.
I have not seen that movie since I was. This is gonna shock part 2 of the review. I've only seen that movie once, and I discovered it in a pile of VHS tapes that my parents had amassed. Watched it when I was maybe 11. I have no idea what the fuck was going on in that movie. It's just a bunch of like just fever dreams and images and lots of weird shit. That's well before I knew what David Lynch actually was.
That sounds like the first time I ever saw ECW wrestling, so you're not that far
Yeah,
off.
well, ECW watching ECW wrestling is like, oh my god, what? Oh, stop it! Stop bleeding on that person.
Well, for me, it was ECW used to show on the Philadelphia Sports Network, and since I'm in Lancaster, which is an hour and a half away from Philly, it came in, but it would be on at 3 in the morning. And
Yup.
wake up at 3 in the morning and just be like, what is going? Why is that stadium full of chairs, or why is that ring full of chairs now?
Oh my
I see
God,
a
is
hand
that man-
sticking out of it.
Why is he crucifying that man on a barbed wire fucking piece of wood?
Exactly.
Did New Jack just murder a man?
How is this legal?
This is the yearly edition of the podcast gets taken over by wrestling.
Almost a year to the day.
Yep.
How
Yeah.
fascinating.
So, anyways, Frank is trying desperate not to bone down on Micro's wife.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's fucked up. It really is.
And okay, so this leads to something I forgot. Micro getting very drunk, and him and Frank getting very drunk together, and Micro gets in his head that he needs to reveal himself as being alive.
Yeah. Well, that's shortly after Frank holds the K-bar to Micro's son's neck, and you find out that his son is terribly depressed because everybody picks on him, and he wanted to just try and scare them. I don't know. That, and you also find out Micro is hung like a moose from what he says.
Yeah.
I didn't
Whoa.
know that.
Whoa.
Like Frank has to like punch him in the. Does he punch him in the like gut or whatever? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so, to knock him out. I can't remember exactly either. I'm surprised he didn't
Yeah.
just body slam him.
And he just like carries him over his shoulder.
Yeah. Well, it's
weird to see this version of Micro because, like, when I think of Micro, I think of Dennis Knight. Or what's his face from Dennis
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Knight.
There we go.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a non-factor in the acting world. I can't remember his goddamn name.
Hello, Newman.
I think of Wayne Knight, and I think of like Micro from from Punisher Max, like a schlebby fat guy with glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can totally see that.
Have you ever seen that panel of Micro and Punisher, and then Micro's handing him a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and he goes, "With the crust cut off, we're not animals, Frank." It's really great. I don't know why I just saw that, but it's great.
I just remember like my earliest memory of Micro is, did any of you guys read it's Punisher and Wolverine, but it's the covers are all making it look like it's Punisher versus Wolverine, but it's very deceptive. It turns out it's Wolverine versus Damage later on.
I don't remember that.
Dressed as the Punisher. It's the most horrific art I've ever seen. Wolverine has hair like he's like Medusa. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
God.
That's great.
This sounds like the 90s. Am I wrong?
Oh, I gotta dig up the artwork for this. You guys will fucking shit yourselves. But like my earliest version, like memory of Micro is like Micro constantly telling Frank, "Stop thinking too much. It turns your brain to mush." Oh no, it was him telling him the opposite. He's like, "Frank, thinking too much doesn't turn your brain to mush. It's the opposite." And the whole series, Frank is like, "Gotta stop thinking too much."
Yeah. None of us are having an easy time talking about these episodes.
No, and it sucks because like we like this show, but
I like it a
so
lot.
good.
Yeah,
it's a
and these 4 episodes
We had
are
so
really,
much other
like,
stuff
killer.
happening.
Yeah, like
also we've been at the mercy of a hellacious schedule,
Yeah.
and time hasn't exactly been on our side. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Andy put that curse on us, the
Right.
voodoo curse.
He did apologize, which maybe it undoes the curse. I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
No, we still have to collect our hairs from him that he has stuffed inside of a sewn iPod that he made.
He refuses to give it back to me. I've asked 3 times now.
You've said his name into a mirror 4 times. You now have control over him. But this is the one that ends with the big shootout, right?
Yes. And so Frank comes to apologize to his wife right before that, and that's where the knife thing happens. And this is after we find out that I guess Frank knows how to cook. I guess because he learned like
and
a hangover
fix cars
cure.
and
Yeah. Frank can do anything if you didn't know. Frank,
it seems it.
as long as it's not computers, still don't believe he can become a rapper.
That's the funny beast about making a Punisher TV series, where it's like you can't have him shoot people for 12 episodes. So what are you gonna do? Show us the things that Frank Castle can also do.
Like teaching a kid not to be a dick.
Because Frank Castle is, believe it or not, a character, not a caricature who just shoots people.
He's a rage monster.
Yes, and for some reason, someone in the Marvel universe decided was like, you know what's a good idea? Let's give him a suit of armor.
Yeah. Or let's have him dress up in his version of the
that
Captain
was an
America.
editor.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I really like that.
Of course you
it's-
do. Of course you do.
It's like, it makes so much sense.
This is very on brand right now.
This is peak Hunter.
Hunter's like, wait a minute, you gave Punisher the War Machine outfit? There's no way that could go wrong.
Give him that. Wait, and I just discovered this thing called Claw. I am the happiest hunter on earth.
Dude, fucking club.
Okay. I have just discovered this, and I'm fucking mad about it,
So
okay?
like today at work, I was like sitting there just like looking at emails or something, and all of a sudden I thought about Claw and started laughing, and like I looked to my left, and like people were looking at me.
Oh, Claw's the stupidest.
Sometimes I'm out in public, and I pull up my phone, and something from Phantom Zone pops up that is very amusing, and I just start laughing in public. And I don't care who sees me. I'm like, hey, join our Facebook group. I don't do that.
You should.
I'm not gonna do that to that 9-year-old sitting in the bus next to me who smells like oranges or something like that.
No, not the 9-year-old.
Yeah,
No.
we don't need
Maybe their mom or their dad. I don't know.
No, he said a 90-year-old.
90-year-old. Your mom.
yeah.
Holy fuck. I'm 174 years old. What's a comic book?
We used to read the
If she's
pulps.
If she's 4 years, that means she had him when she was 84. What is going on in this world you created?
I don't know. I'm very tired. Very sleep deprived.
All right, so back to it real quick. What's her face? The super young or super 20-something FBI agent or CIA agent. What's her name? Dinah?
The ambiguously aged Madani.
Dinah.
It's Dinah.
That's it. This is the big old cosmic event from the Phantom Zone. All of our shit's coming together.
Yep. Infinite Crisis on Infinite Podcasts.
The crisis of we're too fucking tired for this shit.
Okay, so yeah, the shootout happens. Dude with the weird beard who has to like wear a special cravat because of his beard.
That beard is weird.
Yeah, so that happens. But yeah, they come to this like doll making factory. This looks like the place where they made Chucky the doll.
It looks like a level out of Condemned.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like it's just mannequin parts everywhere.
Yeah. It's very creepy. Very creepy place.
There's no way to not make mannequins look not creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be the same building from Luke Cage where Cottonmouth's armor is. I'm not positive.
Oh, god damn it!
Or not Cottonmouth. Am I thinking of the right
Diamondback.
character? Diamondback. Yeah, Diamondback's armor.
Cottonmouth was the better villain.
Right, the villain with stakes and character development.
Yeah. Here I am, Luke. I got my power suit.
Yeah. But so I'm. This also might be the same place where Matt freed those blind people, and Jessica.
It's the same place where Jessica shut down a heroin operation.
Right. They might all be the same building. I would not be surprised.
The owner of this building just makes really bad decisions on who to rent it out to.
I mean,
so...
is
Uh-oh.
Microphone pop right out.
Oh no.
It's not as bad as the CW staircase. That is in every show.
You
From
mean the city
Supernatural
of
to
Vancouver?
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yes. I think Littler's the one who said like every show has featured like this concrete staircase that's outside that he sees like every day.
Yeah.
And he says he's like I see it like once every few weeks on one of those shows.
Wonderful.
Yep. That's what happens when
God,
you
I
film
love
all
this.
your things in the same place.
It's in the same 4 blocks. Anyway, big shootout. I believe Billy stabbed someone else to death here.
He stabs
does,
Madani's partner to death.
Once he realizes who he is. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I like that guy.
I do too.
And
He reminded me of not Budiansky, which is still the dumbest name ever from Punisher Warzone, but the dude who's on the Punisher case from Warzone. I can't remember his name, but he reminded me of him, kind of that Opie cop. Soap, yes, reminds me of Soap.
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. But he gets stabbed in the
Yeah,
throat.
I liked him a lot. It's fun that he gets killed.
Yeah. I know Billy has like a weird villain line at the end where he's like, "Who's pretty now?" As he I think he stabs him in the throat.
he does.
His death is very, very, very gruesome.
Well, he totally stabs him in the throat so he can't tell her that
Right.
Billy is the one who. Yeah.
Yeah, and Billy just he uses that assassin's blade to get him. And
Why is that? So here's this is my one nitpick. Why is that there? Why do they have that?
in case a guy has you at gunpoint and you need to assassinate him, that's why you have it.
Because Hunter, this is the crossover we've all been waiting for. Okay.
It is.
Soon,
this was funded by Ubisoft.
soon, Punisher is going to take down the Templars. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's either this or it's Cagliostro's sword from Spawn. So it's going to be one or the
please.
other.
Please let Frank body slam the Pope. Please.
Oh my
Body
God!
slam the
Yes,
Pope.
this is the crossover we've dreamed of.
Or he's just he's just grunting, or he's just
Can
like.
you imagine what's his face? God damn it! What was the family from Assassin's Creed 2? The evil Italian family.
Uh,
Fuck! They're real too. God damn it!
The Marios.
the Borgias?
The Borgias, yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Rodrigo Borgia sitting there doing a big villainous speech with the apple of Eve in his hand, and Punisher's like, "Ugh," and then just breaks him in half over his knee.
He just comes flying out of the side of the screen and tackles him.
Punches his head off his body clean,
That would make me so happy.
pulls him apart like he's a just a piece of taffy. Just
In the quiet scenes where he's normally saying Respatio in something.
Spazio in Italian.
He just grunts at them and throws spaghetti at them.
God fucking damn it. This all came from us talking about a character's death. God fucking damn it.
You know
we're
what?
terrible
You know what?
people.
In my head, I'm currently writing this fan fiction.
Alright, that's
Well, no, the end of this episode is the ultimate villain move by Billy though, because he's back giving her a bath. You see her going back to her apartment and just being kind of. Is it her apartment? Is her mom's house?
I can't remember if it's that or if it's a hotel room.
Whatever it is.
I remember he's helping her get the blood off of her, and it's fucking.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's a reveal at the very end of the episode that she's sitting in the bath and just kind of staring off in the middle distance, and then it slowly pans over and it's him washing the blood off of her.
Yeah,
And that's just the ultimate you were such a terrible asshole move.
Yeah, he's a great villain.
Yeah, he is.
And he at this point he's not even full villain mode yet.
No.
Yeah, and that comes after Frank plays Tommy Wiseau's favorite game with that little boy. A nice game of catch football.
I didn't think to say Dark Souls. Apparently, Tommy Wiseau really likes Dark Souls.
Oh, what? What?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Okay.
Tommy Wiseau is a big Dark Souls fan.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense. In a
I
weird
don't
way.
watch Let's Plays, but I want a Let's Play of Tommy Wiseau.
Well, here's the
Dark
thing.
Souls.
I guess Tommy Wiseau has a podcast or a show on YouTube called The Tommy Wiseau Show,
Oh no.
where he talks a lot about Dark Souls.
What the fuck?
Guess where I'm going to be spending the next few hours of my night.
I need to hear Tommy Wiseau's like.
I need to hear Tommy Wiseau's dramatic take on Dark Souls. This world is falling apart.
Did you see that? Did you see that tweet? Like, this is wildly off topic. Did you see that tweet where he's like, someone asked him what the best movie of this year was, and he says Fantastic Four, and they're like, they point out to him. That's like a few years ago. He goes, "Still best movie of this year."
So good.
Oh boy, most successful con man of our generation.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't-
Yeah, he's playing football with the boy, and
Yeah.
Micro shows
Yeah.
up.
Wow. That all kind of came together really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that happens, and then it goes to the bathtub.
Yeah.
And he has like a moment with Micro where he's like, "Get the fuck out of here! You're gonna ruin all this." Like he doesn't reserve his roars; he just roars at everybody. It's just varying levels.
John Bernthal is probably a very underrated and powerful actor, who has nice dramatic range that he exudes by just yelling at people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like occasionally you get something like what's The Accountant, where he doesn't do any of his normal John Bernthal things, but yeah,
Wasn't he in Baby Driver?
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And he had some not so kind things to say about Kevin Spacey. Go figure.
Oh, who
hey.
could have seen that coming?
Yeah. He's also in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
He's been directed by Martin
is.
Scorsese.
Yep.
He's a great actor.
Around.
He's responsible for one of my favorite one-off jokes, which is the last shot of him is in that boat, and he's about to have an orgy with like 10 women or whatever. He's like, yeah, he died a couple years later, but he was a good guy. And that's his last moment in the movie, and it's so good.
You know, I think that's the perfect way to go out if you're going to go out in a Scorsese film.
That's that scene,
I mean,
definitely.
It's better than how most people go out in a Scorsese film. Usually with the bullets in the face.
Yeah, or falling down a long distance and then shot.
Yeah.
You chopped my
Or-
fucking finger off.
Or fucking anybody in Gangs of New York.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, anybody in
Yeah.
Casino, like, spoilers, but the way Pesci dies in Casino
Oh
is
my
the
god, is that when
fucking
he's
worst.
Is that when he's beaten to death for like 15 minutes with a baseball bat?
Him and his brother
Yeah.
are beaten to death, and then they're
It is
buried
in
alive
Cornfield, isn't it?
in a cornfield.
It
Yes.
goes on
Yes.
for fucking ever. And there's
Yeah.
no cutaways too. It's just like he's just like, fuck you. Boom, boom,
Yeah, fuck you, fuck you. He's just saying fuck you the entire time.
boom, boom. Like
They're stabbing him. They're beating him with a bat. God, it's brutal.
it's brutal, and like he's in his fucking underwear and a bloody fucking tank top, and it just keeps going. I'm like, put him in the hole.
And his brother, who is clearly Joe Pesci's like real life brother, because he looks so much like Pesci, but it's just a random character who we don't know who's getting the exact same treatment.
Joe Pesci, whenever Joe Pesci eats it in a fucking gangster movie, he eats it the fucking worst way.
He really does.
Wasn't it? I can't remember. Isn't it? It's Goodfellas where he just hits Cap in the back of the head and just like screams the whole time. He's like,
He thinks he's gonna be a made man,
yeah, he's just fucking shot.
and his last line is, "Oh, is it oh fuck or oh shit?" I can't remember.
I think it's oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
Fucking gets his wig split by a... God
Yeah.
damn it.
It's so good.
Joe Pesci dies gloriously every time.
So I guess we could do predictions, but we've already seen the other episodes, so let's not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has been a very long and exhausting episode of the Phantom Zone. You know what? I'm not plugging anything. I'm Conor McGraw. You fucking know where I am if you listen to the show regularly.
AA
I'm
Haro
Fedor. Oh,
at
go
most
ahead.
of the places. SpaceColumba.tumblr. You know how it is.
I'm Eric Fedorchak. Pretty much same thing. If you've listened to other episodes, you know where to find me. And I'm most excited to start writing a whole lot of slash fiction about the actors playing the Fantastic Four characters and the Avengers.
Slash fiction.
I love the idea of slash fiction. It's deplorable, but I just love making people squirm by bringing up horrible slash fiction ideas.
I'm gonna start a slash fiction now where the Incredible Hulk marries Wolverine. Oh look, Wolverine.
No, I still like the idea of the Wild Dog and Mr. Terrific one.
God damn it.
It was going that direction on Arrow, god damn it.
Yeah, but that one's more possible. Hunter, who are you?
Don't follow me on Twitter. I guess just follow me on Instagram at StrokeGodMillionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night, everybody.
Fuck a Jeep pie.